Hey there, what's going on? This is Chuck and welcome to the step-by-step tutorial for my arrangement of Love Like You, written by Rebecca Sugar. So I'm going to show you how to play every note in the arrangement. There are quite a few different passages, so I'm going to have to move through them kind of fast. So, use this video to your advantage, pause it, back it up. Be very secure before you go on to the next phrase. So let's just review our terminology and then we'll learn the piece. So for your fingerboard hand, we're going to use 4 fingers, finger 1, finger 2, finger 3, and finger 4. For your plucking hand, we're going to use the classical guitar terminology. So for thumb, we say P. For index, we say I. For middle, we say M. And for ring finger, we say A. And I typically just say pinky when I use pinky. And I do use pinky in this piece a couple times, I think. So I'm just going to cheat and say pinky. And then don't forget your string numbers. Don't get them backwards or you'll be confused. So the first string is the high E string. The second string is the B string. The third string is G string. Fourth string is D string. Fifth string is A string. Sixth string is your low E string. Okay, and this piece is in standard tuning. Alright, well, let's go through the piece. So let's start with this first opening section. Okay, that'll be like the first phrase that you want to conquer. So first move you want to make is you want to create a half bar here on the 8th fret over the first 3 strings. So I'm barring the first 3 strings on the 8th fret with my first finger here, okay? And then you're going to fret the 10th fret on the first string, that's a D. I tend to do it with 4th finger, but you might want to do it with 3rd finger. So the chord we're going to play is, we're going to pluck the first 3 strings at the same time. And then the reason why we're going to go ahead and bar the first string is because the next note is that C, that when we let go of this D here, we're going to play the C at the 8th fret. And this is a chord, the first chord of the piece, but I always arpeggiate it to start. Just give it a roll if you want. No problem with doing it a block chord either. That's fine. And then I'll just go ahead and say, put some vibrato on this. Just a touch maybe. So you can start off nice and lyrical. So after this move, we're going to go down in 6ths. So after this chord, we're going to play this 2-note chord. It's first string 6th fret, it's a B flat with first finger. 3rd string 7th fret, what is that, a D? Yeah, it's a D with 2nd finger on the 3rd string 7th fret here. And pluck those 2 together. Okay, I use P and M to pluck these. You might use P and I do P and M. Then we're going to go down. We're going to use the 2nd finger as a guide. Okay, that means it's going to stay on the 3rd string, and it can touch it because it's not a wound string, so we're not going to get a squeaky squeak. So you can just use it as a guide. Move your arm, and we're going to move down to this chord. So 2nd finger ends up on 3rd string 5th fret. That's a C. And 3rd finger comes in and plays 1st string 5th fret, which is an A. And then after that, we're going to take that same shape and just move it down 2 frets to the 3rd fret. So we came from here, 2nd finger as the guide, to 5th fret, both first and third strings. Same shape, just moving down 2 frets to the 3rd fret. Now we got a B flat here and a G here. Okay, so again, 2nd finger guide, moving down 2 frets, same shape. Okay, and then we end with this chord, not really quite end, but almost there. 3-note chord. We have 3rd string, 5th fret, C with 4th finger. We have 2nd string, 3rd fret, D with 2nd finger, and then F sharp here, 1st string, 2nd fret with 1st finger. Okay. And any 3-note chord like this, I'm gonna play like this, P-I-M. If I'm not doing something with the bass down here, I'm gonna just move my arm up. It feels very nice. Okay. So backing up a little bit. Then we end with this harmonic. What note is that? Is it an A? Yeah, it's an A. So these are called artificial harmonics. We call them artificial harmonics. A natural harmonic is when you fret. Well, I guess it is a natural harmonic. I guess technically it would be a natural harmonic because you don't create it by fretting. It's already on the guitar, but I play it kind of with a technique that you would usually use in artificial harmonics. And I have a video on this. It's on my Patreon. If you just search harmonics, it's I forget what it's called. It's the Animal Crossing 1 AM lesson, and it says like harmonic explanation or something. If you search the tag harmonics, I think you'll find it. If you make an artificial harmonic, you use this technique where you touch the string an octave above the note that you are fretting, and then you pluck with one of these fingers. A lot of people pluck with A. I do sometimes too. You can do P too. This one I'm doing with pinky. Oops, wrong string. Because I grow my pinky nail kind of long, so I can hopefully get like a really pointed, kind of naily clear sound with it, as opposed to a more full sound with A finger. That's A finger, this is pinky. So if I want something deeper, I'm gonna do A. If I want something kind of pinkier, I'll do pinky. Okay, not a world of difference, but I just figured it's there. I don't do a whole lot with this finger. So I can actually grow my nail only for playing harmonics, which is what I do now, and I'm trying to figure out how to shape it just right so that I get a unique sound with it. Also, I'll say this real quick. Took me a long time to be able to play like a note with my pinky. Okay, I played classical guitar with your typical fingers, these 4, okay, P, I, M, and A. Didn't really do any pinky work ever, and I would use it as a joke sometimes. I'd try to play a note with the pinky, and it just felt like so difficult. So you don't have to use pinky here. I'm just explaining the way that I play the piece. But if you want to get your pinky in shape, do some scales too, I and pinky scales. And do like a couple a day, just a few a day, and you will you'll get your pinky into shape. But anyway, I digress. So that's where we end with this first phrase. And I want to hold this chord, play the harmonic like it's a bow on top, and let it ring, and take your time before you move on, okay? No rush. Okay. So now we get to the main part of the piece, right? That the whole piece is kind of centered around. This part. Now I'm going to show you how to play all the notes, at the same time, but I will say, very important here, understand your hierarchy of what's going on. Most important thing is the melody. That's the song. If you can't hear that, we don't know what we're listening to, okay? Also, the bass line is like the foundation that everything's built upon, okay? It's the line you can play with your thumb. So be aware of that and how it exists and how it moves on its own. And then we fill, and so we have our melody, we have our bass line, we fill in the middle with chord tones, okay? I'm gonna accent them. It'll sound weird, but I want you to hear the chord tones. So we get those harmonies. Now that's actually a good example of what it sounds like if you bury the melody. You don't really know what you're listening to, right? So I won't beat this point into the ground, although I really want to, but I won't. But just make sure your melody is the most prominent, your bass line is audible, but under that, and your chord tones, they just like fill in the gaps with color, right? They don't really pop out. Maybe you want a particular effect here or there, but that's your hierarchy. Okay, it's a super important thing about playing this piece. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Just ask me. I can give you a video lesson on it to make sure you really understand what I'm talking about, because it's so very important to play the piece. So the first chord shape that we're going to play, let me show you all the notes involved, and then we'll get to the sequence of events. So fret this G on the 6th string, 3rd fret with 2nd finger, and then fret 4th string, 4th fret with 4th finger, F sharp, then fret open 3rd string G, and then open 2nd string B. Well, don't fret those, but you'll play those, okay? That's your first chord. Okay. So get used to this left hand shape here, okay? And then here's how the passage starts. Okay? So we play the 2nd string and the 6th string together. Then we play 2nd string, 3rd fret. It's a D as in dinosaur. And then and I play that with 3rd finger here, okay? And then I relax that 3rd finger and play strings 4, 3, and 2 together. Okay. For these type of chords, I like to play the bass note with the thumb, and then, I'll play the wrong note, but jump up with the thumb and do a PIM chord, like I was saying earlier, if it's a 3-note chord. And the first melody note here, I pluck with A, and then you can do M, PIM, or you can do A, M, PIA, or you can do M, A, PIM, it doesn't matter. But find a right hand fingering that works. You can double a finger, no big deal. You could do M, 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 PIM. That's fine if it feels good in your hand. And you definitely want this feel. Kind of a swing feel. Okay, so that's the first part. Then we're gonna do this. Play another open 2nd string, and then we're going to fret an A minor chord here, actually with the high G there. So it's open 5th string, A, 4th string, 2nd fret with 2nd finger E, 3rd string, 2nd fret with 3rd finger A, 2nd string, 1st fret, C with 1st finger, and then we're eventually going to play a high G, 1st string, 3rd fret with 4th finger. Okay, so after this, we come from here, then an open B, and then we're going to play this C on the second string and the open A on the fifth string together. And then we're going to come in and play a chord here on strings 4 and 3. And at the same time we're going to fret this high G on the 3rd fret, 1st string. And we play them all together, and then you play the high G one more time. And for this passage, all the chords, they come in like boom, ching, boom, ching, boom, ching. So you get bass note, chord, and that's the rhythmic pattern for this first section. But that's going to change. The notes will not change, but that pattern will change. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to go to this chord. It's a B7, I think. B minor 7. Yeah. So we're going to bar on the 2nd fret across the first 5 strings of the guitar. So you don't need to worry about the 6th string. The exception being, if it's just easier for you to go ahead and bar all 6, I guess there's no harm in that. But if not, you don't need to waste the effort. So just bar the first 5 strings. And then we're going to put down, let's see, we're going to play the 5th string on the 2nd fret, already barred. 4th string on the 4th fret, that's F sharp with 3rd finger here. 3rd string is barred, so that's 2nd string, 2nd fret rather, sorry, barred. And then we're going to put down 2nd finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, that's a D. And we've got the 1st string already barred here, right, with our bar finger. So for this shape, we're going to pluck strings 2 and 5 together. Then we're going to pluck string 1. Then we're going to pluck strings 4, 3, and 2. Then we're going to pluck string 2 one more time. Like that. And I would just line up. For plucking hand, I just line up A on the 1st string, M on the 2nd string, I on the 3rd string, and then you can just, with your thumb, you can go 5, 4. So coming from here, we do a nice easy move. You can relax your hand, use 2nd finger as a guide finger, and move it up 1 fret. It's already on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. It's going to slide up to the 4th fret on the 2nd string, okay? Your 1st finger is going to slide up 1 fret on the 5th string from fret 2, B, to fret 3, C. Be careful here, you might get a squeak. My strings are kind of dead, so it's not squeaking, but you won't get a squeak here. You might hear. And if you're tense, you'll get a bigger one. So you're gonna have to lift this guy when you make the shift. Okay. And we play these 2 notes together, strings 5 and 2. And then we do this. We play a 3-note chord, open 3rd string with I, open 2nd string with M, and 1st string 5th fret with 4th finger with A. Okay, I'm gonna hold this a little bit. After we play the chord, I should say, you play the melody note, the high A with 4th finger one more time. Put a little vibrato on it, if you can. We want it to sing. Okay, so that's the first little chunk. Okay, as you practice this, you want to feel with the chord changes the momentum building. Okay, it's not something that you want to ignore. It's a fantastic thing about the song. The chords aren't just there just because. They're like very specifically put there. So feel the chord changes and the momentum builds. You're going somewhere. Okay, and then we get to this part. So I'm gonna bar across all 6 strings with my first finger on the 7th fret. However, you'll only need to press down the strings that I'll indicate. You don't need to press down all of them, okay? I'll get to that in a minute. So the first note here is going to be 2nd string, 8th fret. It's a, is that a G? Yeah, it's a G. I'm going to play it with 2nd finger, right? But I'm going to go ahead and get my bar finger ready to go. You can actually go ahead and set it if you want. So you don't have to do this. Okay, go ahead and set the bar, and then so you can have this nice little sounding little melody chunk. Okay, after I play this G, I'm going to do an ascending slur, which you might know as a hammer-on, from 2nd finger on the 8th fret to 4th finger on the 10th fret. Okay. And after that, I'm going to play 2 Bs. One on the 1st string with my bar finger, one on the 6th string with my bar finger, both on the 7th fret. And you want this melody to sound like this. Really nice and pretty, okay? Even though it's not the most comfortable shape to play it in. And I remember working on this a lot. Okay. So after this, we're going to play this A with 4th finger on the 2nd string, 10th fret one more time. And then we're going to play a 3-note chord. So with the bar, I'm playing the 7th fret on strings 4 and 3, and I'm going to play this G again on the 2nd string, 8th fret. Okay, and with the right hand I do M, slur, A and P together, and then M, and then PIM. Okay, after that, relax 2nd finger, and you're going to bar the 2nd string, 7th fret, and then do another ascending slur back to the G on the 8th fret with your 2nd finger. Okay. After that, we're going to go to the next shape, and our melody is going to carry us there. And we're going to use the 2nd finger. You remember about guide fingers, right, that we talked about before? So you can just relax everything and move your arm and move this 2nd finger to the 5th fret. It's an E on the 2nd string. And that's going to put us in position for the next shape, okay? After we play this E once here, pluck a low open 6th string, and then play this chord. So 4th string, 6th fret, it's a G sharp. 3rd string, 4th fret, it's a B, and then we've got this E already fretted. And I'm doing 3rd finger on the G sharp, 1st finger on the B, and then 2nd finger on the E. after we do the chord, we can do the bass note and the chord like before, remember? Still having that structure. We're going to do another ascending slur with 4th finger on the 2nd string, 6th fret. And then come right back to that E on the 2nd string, 5th fret. And you want the swing feel here. Not, it's kind of lazy. Okay? After this, play an open 2nd string, and that gives us time to shift to the next position. And where we're going to land is open 5th string A and an A on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, with 2nd finger. We're going to play a 3-note chord. We're going to relax that 2nd finger, and now the 3rd string is going to be open. We're going to play 4th string, 2nd fret with 1st finger, that open G that I just mentioned, and then 2nd string, 2nd fret, C sharp with 3rd finger. This is tricky because you got a melody note that goes up, but on the guitar that string becomes this. So be sure and carry your melody up, and hopefully hopefully you can disguise that move. That was better. Okay, so where were we? After this, play an open 1st string and the swing feel, and we're gonna land on this B 1st string 7th fret, and then play an open 4th string D as in dinosaur. Oops. And then you've kind of finished that section, okay? You get this part that comes in, that kicks in the main section. Sorry if y'all can hear lawnmower noise. There's nothing I can do about it. I can hear it a lot. I hope it's not too bad in the recording. Anyway, so you do this. Now you have this little passage that leads us into kind of when it kicks in gear. Okay, all this is 5 harmonics. So we came from here. Now we're going to play 3rd string, 7th fret, that harmonic, and remember to fret these natural harmonics, not between the fret wires, but right over them. Right where you would never fret a normal note. So 3rd string, 7th fret, then shift down to 3rd string, 12th fret, then back to 4th string, 7th fret, then back to 4th string, 12th fret, and then end on 5th string, 12th fret. Okay, so again, we've got it's 5 harmonics, 3rd string, 7th fret, 3rd string, 12th fret, 4th string, 7th fret, 4th string, 12th fret, 5th string, 12th fret. And these are the notes that you want. And I think for right hand I do M, I, M, I, M. Okay. For left hand, I'm not exactly sure what I did. It looks like right now I'm trying to do all 2nd finger. Or you could do like 1 on the 7th fret and 2 on the 12th fret. Or you could do that. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. I would do that. I wasn't smart enough to think of that. If you use 1 and 4, you're pretty much there, right? So, but try out something. And I do want to play this part a little bit loud, because it kind of is the pickup to the next section. Okay, so now we're going to get to, what do I call this? I mean, we're back to the main section. The melody is the same, the chords are the same, but the rhythm has changed. Before we had boom ching, boom ching, boom ching. Now we have boom ching ching, boom ching ching, boom ching ching, boom ching ching. And now, so we have that more lively feel. Now it's like the full-blown waltz, right? So everything is the same as far as fretting the notes. You're just going to have to remember to pluck the chords one more time. So go back to this first position, and we're going to do like before, okay? But this time, pluck P and I a second time. Not the second string again, because that's the melody. The melody is still going da da da. It's not going da 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 da. It's going da 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 da. And right there it does it. But so same thing, just do an extra P and I pluck on strings 4 and 3. Now this shape, same thing. One more pluck with P and I on strings 4 and 3. Okay, here. This is easier because the melody does go da 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 da. So you can do the same thing and do a 3-note chord this time. P, I, and M on strings 4, 3, and 2. Extra pluck with I and M on strings 3 and 2. Okay, here. Extra pluck right here with P and I on strings 4 and 3. Oops. And here it's pretty easy, an extra pluck with P and I, but you're going to do P, I, and M together. There. Also, before I had a slur here. When it gets to the lively part of this section, I take the slur out. So instead of, it becomes M, P, I, and M. Same guide finger here. This is a nice place to put some vibrato. I also blew this note in the recording, but I was bound to blow a couple. Extra pluck here. P, I, and M together. So on this one, you can do I, M, and A on strings 4, 3, and 2, and then just move I, M, and A up to strings 3, 2, and 1. That's your extra pluck. I hope that makes sense. So you fret the same chord here and just move I, M, and A from strings 4, 3, and 2 to strings 3, 2, and 1. And and then back to that same high B on the first string 7th fret that we ended on last time. Then we have this different ending. Okay, two Ds after we land here. We say 2 open Ds on the 4th string. Then we're gonna play 4th string 1st fret D sharp with 1st finger, and 4th finger on the 1st string 3rd fret G. And then we're going to end on this chord, resolve, kind of resolve. So that's an E minor chord with the F sharp in it, whatever that is, the 9th, I don't know. I'm bad at spelling chords. So it's 2nd finger on the 4th string 2nd fret, open 3rd string G, open 2nd string B, and 1st string 2nd fret F sharp with 3rd finger. And definitely want to hear this, because it's in contrary motion to the melody coming down. You get this nice release there, okay? I think I arpeggiate that chord, usually. And I would color that chord. You can color it over here, or you can color it over here. But it's a new place, so it seems like it should have a little bit of flair added to it, I think. So now we're in this new section of the piece. It's kind of transitional. And I couldn't really figure out what to do here in the arrangement, so I just kind of messed around on some chords that I thought were there, and then I just never did anything else. And then I got used to playing it that way, and then I felt ready to record it, and I thought, whoa, I never really did much there, but hopefully it works. So when we come from here, all we're going to do is stay in an E minor chord position, okay? So you already have 2nd finger on the 4th string. Put 1st finger on the 5th string 2nd fret. That's a B. And you're going to let the 1st string ring, and then it's going to die away in a minute, so you can take your finger off. Okay. And I, M, and A are on strings 4, 3, and 2, and they're doing this rhythm. And then when we change chords, they do the same rhythm, it's just a new chord, but they're on the same strings, okay? So from here, and then thumb's gonna go 4, 5, 5, 6, open 6 string, boom, boom, 6, 5, boom. So I'm holding E minor, okay? And thumb is just going, sorry. Like that. With these in between. Kind of in the swing feel. And now we switch to A minor. Okay. A minor with a G in it. So it's open 5th string, 4th string 2nd fret E with 2nd finger, 3rd string 2nd fret A with 3rd finger, 2nd string 1st fret C with 1st finger, and then throw in a nice and easy 4th finger 1st string 3rd fret. It's a G, okay? And you either want to get this chord this way, which is like you're leaning towards this side of your hand and you reach out with 4 and get it. That's one way to get it. Or I used to do this, but I would sometimes miss or buzz there. It ended up being easier to actually lean the other way with my fretboard hand, this way. And because these guys are pretty secure, and it gave me more leverage to get this 4th finger on this G. And then stay there, whoops, for the next chord, okay? So once we, let's see, let's back up a bit. Okay, now switch to the A minor, and I'm gonna give it 1 strum. My thumb is going to play 5th and 4th string, and then 3rd string is going to be played by I, 2nd string by M, 1st string by A. One of these types of strums that we do in classical guitar so frequently. Okay. To signal the change in harmony, and then my I, M, and A fingers are going to go right back to the strings they were on. Remember, they were on, I was on 4, M was on 3, and A was on 2. So I'm going to strum the chord. You can strum the chord all thumb too if you want. I just didn't want to get too far out of position. I kind of need all the help I can get. So strum the chord and then do the chum, chum. Thumb is going to go 4, 5, chum, chum. And then we're going to change chords again. So once we get to this A minor thing, now we're going to do this. Okay. This is a B7 chord with a suspension, I guess. Is that what it is? So how you fret this chord is 5th string, 2nd fret with 2nd finger, 4th string, 1st fret with 1st finger, 3rd string, 2nd fret with 3rd finger, open 2nd string, and then 4th finger is where it is on this G. It's just hanging out from the last chord. That's how the harmonies line up. So, and I'm gonna strum, the rhythm goes like this. Okay, so the first time I'm gonna do an arpeggiated strum with the same right hand pattern as before. Thumb, thumb, I, M, A. And then I'm gonna pluck the chords. So to pluck them as a block chord, leave your fingers, your plucking hand fingers where they are, and thumb is just going to pluck strings 5 and 4. I is going to pluck 3, M is going to pluck 2, A is going to pluck 1. And then I'd make a big deal out of this part. To me, it's you're really building the drama before we go into the next part, okay? And you could, let's see. That last one, I think I arpeggiated that one as well. Or you could just pluck it like a block chord, okay? So let me back up a little bit, play that one more time. So let's go through this next part real fast. Get ready, okay? This is the climax of the piece to me, okay? We start with this phrase, okay? So, coming from here, what I do here is I I actually slide up with 4, but I ended up sliding, I like oversliding, and then 3rd finger lands on 1st string 7th fret as a B. And by the time I get up there, the pitch is pretty much gone. But that's how I like to play it. And you're gonna do B and then A, 1st string 5th fret with 1, and then 2nd string 8th fret with 4. And then your melody is gonna go to an open 1st string. But it's not only that, you also have the chord. So you're going to shift and fret a C major chord. 5th string, 3rd fret with 3, 3rd finger. Open 3rd string G. 2nd string, 1st fret C with 1st finger. And then your melody is 1st string E, open. And I'm going to play P, I, M, and A with that chord. You can slide a little bit here too. I think slides in this section sound very good, so slide if you want. Okay. So after we do that, we're going to do this same motion up here again, but this time we're going to go to this chord. I don't know what this is, like to diminish something, maybe. So 4th finger is going to guide us down the 2nd string to the 4th fret. And when we get there, these other guys are going to jump into place. And this chord ends up being 5th string, 3rd fret with 2nd finger, 4th string, 4th fret with 3rd finger, 3rd string, 2nd fret with 1st finger, and then we got on the 2nd string the 4th fret with 4th finger. So this is just a P-I-M-A block here. After this, 4th finger is going to guide up. Whoops, not there. And it's going to go all the way to the 10th fret. It's an A on the 2nd string. Then we're going to play with the 2nd finger, the 8th fret on the 2nd string. I can't remember how it goes. That's how it goes. Okay, so after this, put down a bar on the 7th fret, and we're going to play string 6 with P, string 4 with I, string 3 with M, string 1 with A. All those are on the 7th fret, okay? Okay. After that, with 4th finger, we're going to fret the 10th fret on the 1st string. It's a D. And right after that, we're going to let go of the bar, move your arm up, and play this high E on the 1st string 12th fret with 4th finger. And then we're going to use the 4th finger and shift down to the 5th fret on the 1st string. Play that with A, then play a low 6th string open with thumb. Then we're going to fret on the 1st string, 3rd fret G with 1st finger, and we're going to also play the open 2nd string with M and open 3rd string with I. Okay, when we started this section, what do you notice about the rhythm? Well, we've lost our boom, ching, ching, boom, ching, ching. It's gone, right? It's almost just like, it's like a band, and the drums and bass are just going bam, bam, bam. And then they're going to come back in, boom, ching, boom, ching, ching, boom, ching. And now we're going again. It's like, there's our rhythm. Okay, it never really went. We just had some accented moments there. This is pretty... what's the word I want to use? It stands out some, right? back in rhythm. Okay, we're going to pick that back up. So, where we leave off. So we're going to do this 3-note chord and then 2-note chord on strings 3 and 2. Then we're going to do open 2nd string B and then 2nd string 1st fret C with 1st finger. But when I put it down, I go ahead and fret A minor. You remember A minor from before, don't you? Sure you do. Okay. And when we play the C on the 2nd string, we're going to play the bass note on the 5th string, open A string. After that, we're holding A minor here, and we're going to do a 4-note chord on strings 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oops. 4-note chord. Then we're going to play this high G on the 1st string 3rd fret with 4th finger, and then pluck that with A on the plucking hand. And then after that, pluck your 3-note chord for your rhythm backing that you got going on strings 4, 3, and 2. Okay, after this, 1st finger moves to an A sharp, 5th string 1st fret. 4th finger moves down to an F sharp, 1st string 2nd fret. Then we're going to fret this chord to come in with the rhythm. We've got 4th string 2nd fret with 2nd finger. We've got open 3rd string G, and we've got C sharp on the 2nd string 2nd fret with 3rd finger. So play these two, then play the chord in the middle, then play the chord with the melody. And then the melody goes to an open 1st string. Okay, after that, we're going to go back to the B minor 7 from before, okay? 5-string bar on the 2nd fret. Okay. And this is a tricky shape for me to get. You just heard me blow it. So we're going to play strings 5 and 2 together, then play 1st string, then play strings 4, 3, and 2 as a chord, and then reach out with pinky and play 1st string 5th fret A with 4. And then try and play this 3-note chord again. Sort of the boom, G, dun, dun, dun. Now the melody is syncopated, so it's going against the chords, against the rhythm of the chords. And you can cheat here, and when you stretch, you can just lift 3rd finger and not play that string if you want. I feel like you get a weird progression thing happening there, so I didn't do it, but sometimes when I practice it, I would cheat like that. Now this chord, which I think is really great chord, okay? 6th string 3rd fret G with 1st finger, 4th string 4th fret F sharp with 3rd finger, open 2nd string, and 1st string 3rd fret G with 2nd finger. And I roll this chord, and I want to play it pretty loudly. And cut it short too. That's what Rebecca Sugar sounds like when she sings it. Nothing like you, da-na-na, before she goes on, okay? It sounds very cool. Okay, so after this chord, and you roll it, you're gonna jump to this chord, it's still kind of loud. So fourth string, 4th fret, F sharp with first finger, open 3rd string, open 2nd string, and 1st string, 7th fret, B with 4th finger, and play it as a block chord. Then come down 1st string, 5th fret, A with 2nd finger, and then I shift down with 2nd finger to the G on the 1st string, 3rd fret. Oops. Okay, after this, we're gonna go back to C major, strings 5, 3, 2, and 1. And do this again. After the C major, I might do 4, 2, 2. Now we end on this chord. So 5th string, 2nd fret, B with 1st finger, open 3rd string, and then 2nd string, 4th fret, D sharp with 3rd finger. Do P, I, M. Then 1st string, 5th fret with 4th finger. Then that goes to 3rd fret on the 1st string with 1st finger. Okay. Now this chord is with 1st finger, just guide it up to the 7th fret, and then we're going to play open 6, open 4, open 3, and then this 7th fret on the 1st string. Nice E7 chord there. Okay. As those are ringing, slide up to the 10th fret, D with 1st finger, and then play the high E on the 12th fret with the 4th finger before we get to the next chord. Some vibrato, and then we're going to do this chord. So it's open 5th string, 4th string, 11th fret with 2nd finger, 3rd string, 12th fret with 3rd finger, 2nd string, 10th fret with 1st finger, and the 1st string, 14th fret with 4th finger. Okay, and what really helps me get this chord shape is before it do 1, 4, and then it's easy for me to get the 4th finger out there. Otherwise, I had trouble. And draw this chord out, arpeggiate it, sweeten up your sound. Try and get as much vibrato here as you can, I would say. I think on the recording I got like a little bit, maybe I was a little scared, but I mean, hold this chord, right? As much as you can before you go on. Oops. Whatever. Anyway, after you hold this and you milk it for all it's worth, slide back with 4th finger to 12th fret on the 1st string. Then slide 4th finger down to the 10th fret. First finger is going to play 6th string, 8th fret, C, and then you're going to play open 3rd string, open 2nd string, and then this 10th fret here. Then you're going to put down 2nd finger on 1st string, 8th fret, and then you're going to do 1st finger on the 7th fret, B, back to the 8th fret with 2, and then slide down to the open 1st string. Then we're going to play this chord after this, open E on the 1st string. Oops. So for this chord, we're going to bar up to the 4th string. On the 4th fret, we're going to play 3rd string, 5th fret with 2nd finger. We're going to catch the 2nd string on the 4th fret bar, and then stick out your pinky finger and play the 7th fret on the 1st string with finger 4 here. After we play this chord, really this is the suspension, and then this is the chord. So you just get that by playing the 5th fret on the 1st string with the 3rd finger. And play this A nice and soft, because it's the resolution. You don't want to hammer it. You want to like resolve to it. With some vibrato. Okay. Now we're onto this section. Okay. Just to throw something else at you, it sounds like before. The bass notes are the same, the melody is the same, but now we have an inner voice that we didn't have before. Oops. So get ready to fret this chord like you did before. Okay? But we're going to play it like this. We're going to play the bass and the melody, and with 4th finger here, we're going to play this F sharp on the 4th string, 4th fret. At the same time that we play the open B, open 2nd string. Just that note, not the chord. Then we're going to play an open 4th string with the thumb. Then play an open B on the 2nd string. Then play the C on the 2nd string, 1st fret with 1st finger, and open A on the 5th string at the same time. Then play your high G up here like before with 4th finger. Put 2nd finger on the E on the 2nd fret, 4th string. And the first time you pluck the melody note, play the 4th string with your thumb, and then let it ring as you do the 2nd melody note. Okay. And what you want to hear is this inner line. Oh, sorry. Existing on its own. And that's what it's going to do next. Okay. And on the recording, I didn't do a great job of bringing this line out. I wish I would have done a better job. But it's the best take I could do. One of the things I didn't like about it was I wish this was more clear, because it's the only time that it happens in the piece. So when you're working this part, that's what's special about this section, is now you have this inner voice. Okay, so now we're going to fret this B minor 7 chord. The melody is going to go from strings 2 to string 1, back to string 2, okay? When you get back to this D here on the 2nd string, play the 3rd string that you're barring at the 2nd fret at the same time. And then with the next melody note, you're going to play this F sharp on the 4th string that you've got with 3rd finger. It's the same shape from before. And the thumb's going to go from string 5 to string 3 to string 4. And this is a good way to bring this line out, I think, is to play these with the thumb. You could do fingers up here, but you have to work hard to emphasize them. With the thumb, you can just kind of lean on it, and it comes out a little easier. Okay, same shift up before. Remember this move. Guide finger at the 2nd string, and first finger on the 5th string also goes up a fret. And when we get to this A on the 1st string 5th fret, we're going to play an open G 3rd string, and that's going to end that little inner voice stuff. Okay, so one more time. Okay, and you know, a section like that, I have to work on it like it's a brand new section. Like, the shapes are familiar, the melody is familiar, but because of the way that it works, I have to balance it in my plucking hand like it's new, you know. Make sure the melody is still the most prominent, but we've got the special thing in the middle now that we want to bring out. I'm pretty sure that's just a voice in the song that I heard. I can't really remember, but I think it's just a part, maybe in the piano or something, that I heard, and I wanted to add into the arrangement. So after this part, I'll just say, if you want to practice bringing out this voice, I know I said, you know, always make sure the melody is the most prominent, but if you're doing exercise stuff, do an exercise where the inner voice is like by far the loudest. You see if you can get that unbalanced thing going on, and then if you can have that control, then you just dial it back the appropriate amount so it's not overpowering the melody. Okay, it's a fun exercise to do. With fingerstyle, it's just a huge advantage. You use different fingers to bring out different voices. I mean, I think you really want to explore how you do that kind of stuff. So we ended here. Then we're going to come up here. Remember this shape? Okay, we're going to do that, except it's going to be a little different. We're going to start on the 2nd string, 8th fret. Do the ascending slur with the 4th finger. Then we're gonna roll this chord on the downbeat. And I try to be as lush here as I can. Okay? And when we roll this chord, it's straight 6th string bar at the 7th fret, and I'm playing strings 6, 4, 3, and 1. And this thing, and the slur's back in now because we're a little bit slower, a little bit more lyrical. Same slide. And the chord comes in actually on the downbeat, but it sounds late because the melody gets there first. The same chord as before. And then this is similar. That's all the same as the very first time that we played it. The only difference I think is I try and be really loosey-goosey here. Like, lose my sense of tempo, just briefly. Just to really make this sing and try and do something different with it, okay? You're playing this line on an instrument, you don't have words to say, so I think it gives you some more freedom and yet some more responsibility to keep it interesting, okay? If you had words to say, that's what most people are really keying in on. They want to listen to the words, so it's not as noticeable if you just do the same thing. If you're just doing something on an instrument, keep it interesting, change it up. So the way I do this here is I'm already in this lush kind of free section. I just try and lose my tempo even more. And then you go all the way to the end of this section, okay? So experiment with being free. This is the same. Now we we have this little phrase. Okay, so we end here like before. Then we're going to do this. Do a 3-string bar. And really don't need to bar the first string. I'm just barring strings 3 and 2 at the 5th fret. Then I play 8th fret on the 2nd string with 4th finger. Then I'm going to slide up the 4th finger, and my goal is to get to this D on the 1st string, 10th fret. And just a little bit of a slide. It doesn't go all the way to the note, but it's just some momentum upward until you land on this D. You can do some nice vibrato there. Oops. Ooh. And I like a nice rest stroke here. I don't do a lot of rest stroke in this piece. I don't know if I've done one actually. On this one, more big full sound, a little funky, and plenty of power. So it will ring. You can do some vibrato in it. Let it ring while you do these harmonics. Okay, so these harmonics, kind of like the very beginning, that nice bow on top of the end of the phrase. They're the same notes as these. So they're on strings 4 and 3. Okay, if you did a harmonic on the 3rd fret of 4 and 3, those are the same notes. Okay, but I do them down here because they just ring better. At least on my guitar they do. So same technique as before. If you're using a classical guitar, you can see it's just like kind of right behind where the rosette is that area. You're gonna have to figure it out on your guitar where it will be. On a different guitar, it might be a little this way or it might be a little this way. You're gonna have to pluck this until you find the spot. Go too far, okay, changed, I missed it, okay, and find where it's the strongest. There it is. You want them to ring like a bell. If you get a harmonic that's a dunk, that's not a good harmonic, okay? Unless you're going for that sound specifically. You want your harmonic to ring. I'm not sure how much is coming across like in the microphone, but you want it to be a ping and you want it to ring, okay? Harmonics, they really have the ability to ring. And then I'm touching with my index finger and I'm plucking with my pinky. Again, I want that naily sound that the pinky nail gives me. Of course, you could use A. And you can use thumb. You could even fret them here too. But I wanted to hold this note out and try and let them ring into each other as much as I could, right? Nice and sweet, nice and easy. Now we go back to the happy rhythmic section. Okay, and until that ending, it's the exact same as the second time that we played it, if that makes sense. When the rhythm kicks in, you have boom, ching, ching, boom, ching, ching. It's exactly the same as that. Two Ds in the bass, and then we're going to do this. And we enter a really cool section of the piece, and I love it when music does this because it's like, you know, Rebecca Sugar could have just been like, yeah, we're done. I'm going to play a chord and we're done. Okay, nice piece. But there's this whole extra section that just brings you feelings of like nostalgia. This is what it makes me feel like. Like you're looking back on everything that just happened. It's new material, but it doesn't really serve any purpose except for to look back on what you've done and wrap things up in a way that you didn't expect, you know, until you hear this section. It's just great. It's so creative. Okay, so how do we play it? Well, oops. We end on this high B, 2 bass notes, open 4th string. Then with the 3rd finger, play an A, 1st string, 5th fret. Now shift that down to the 3rd fret on the 1st string with your 3rd finger. 2nd finger is going to come in and fret a C on the 5th string, 3rd fret. And then you're going to play an open 2nd string B. Okay. Now you've got another inner voice, okay? Where did it come from? I don't know, maybe. Might have came from that, you think? And then now it's doing this. And then it keeps going. Okay. Really beautiful. So we're here, and then we're gonna play. I'll show you the sequence of notes, and then we'll look at the rhythm. Okay. Play 3rd string, 2nd fret, A with 1st finger. Then play the bass note with your thumb on the 5th string. Then play open 3rd string. Then play bass note with your thumb. Then play 4th string, 4th fret with 4th finger. Then play open 3rd string G. Then play bass note with your thumb on the 5th string. Then play 4th string, 2nd fret with 1st finger. Then play bass note with your thumb. Then play 3rd string, 2nd fret with 1st finger. And then you're gonna play after that one more bass note before you shift. Okay, it's kind of a tricky rhythm. He goes, boom, boom, okay. Okay, and we end that little phrase with 2 bass notes, 2 C's, but we're gonna do a little sneaky shift. We're gonna play the 1st C where we were, the 2nd C. We're going to jump up into 7th position because that's where our next phrase is going to be. So I just jump up with my 2nd finger, just relax it, move your arm, play that C on the 6th string, 8th fret with 2nd finger, and then I'm going to play 1st string, 7th fret with this edge of my bar finger right here. And I'm about to do more of a full bar, but I don't do it yet because I don't have to. So this is something that you want to disguise. You don't want it to sound like, you don't want it to sound 2 different sounds if you can avoid it, okay? So try and disguise that. After this, we're going to play with 3rd finger, 2nd string, 8th fret, and then we're going to do a bar at the 7th fret, and we're going to play string 6, 4, and 2. Okay, your melody's on your 2nd string. Yeah, it did this. Okay, and now your inner voice is going to begin another phrase on the 4th string. So we do this, then 4th finger plays on the 10th fret of the 5th string, then we play a bass note, 7th fret, 6th string, then we play 3rd finger, 5th string, 9th fret, then a bass note, Then 5th string, 7th fret with your bar finger. It should be already there. Then I do an ascending slur, 2 frets up, back to the 9th fret. Then a bass note. Then I play an open 4th string and sneak it in there. So you can't play an open string if you got a bar finger down, so I just hinge it up. Briefly, because the next note is the bass note, and then you play 4th string, 7th fret with that bar finger. So I lift it up to get the open string, and then I put it back down. Hopefully not disturbing this low bass note. It'll move a little bit, but not too much, hopefully. Okay, then we start the next little passage. So let me back up a little bit. To the next little phrase, which is going to be 6th string and 1st string together at the 7th fret. And very quickly I'm going to put 4th finger down on the 10th fret at the 1st string. I actually use rest stroke here. I don't know why, it just works out that way. Okay. So after that, we're going to shift down to 1st position, okay? So after this, we're going to shift down, and 2nd finger is going to play on the 1st fret of the 1st string. Oops. But it's going to be a very quick grace note ascending slur. From 2nd finger here to 4th finger on the 3rd fret at the 1st string. And this isn't a lazy slur. It's a quick slur. Yum, yum, yum. After this, I'm going to play 3 notes. 1st finger is 5th string, 1st fret. 3rd finger is 3rd string, 3rd fret. I'm sorry, 3rd string, 2nd fret. And 2nd finger is 1st string, 1st fret. Now we start the same pattern, the same inner voice thing going on. This time it starts here with 3rd finger, then you play open 3rd string, play a bass note. Reach out with your 4th finger and play 4th string, 3rd fret. Then play a bass note. Then with your 3rd finger, play 4th string, 2nd fret. Then play with 4th finger on the 3rd fret again. Then play bass note. Then play open D on the 4th string. Then play bass note. Then play open G on the 3rd string. Well, I hope that makes sense. So, and let this high F ring as long as you can. After I don't hear it anymore, I take that finger off and I forget about it. But let it ring over as much as you can. It'd be nice to hear that a little bit. Sorry. After this, we're going to play really just one last B flat here, and then we're going to jump up the octave to do this little ending flourish thing. So, and you saw me do a slur there. I do sometimes do a slur. It's not super easy for me to do. So sometimes I don't do it, but you can have the option to do a slur there if you want. Okay. And then I'm going to jump from this B flat, 5th string, 1st fret, jump with your 1st finger, relax it first, and then move your arm and play 4th string, 8th fret with 1st finger. And then do this. Ooh, can I do it? Okay, how does this thing go? You know, do listen to the original version and listen to this. I mean, listen to the whole thing, but in particular, listen to what this little passage sounds like. And what it sounds like is, it's like so ornamental. It's fast, but it's super fluid and smooth and timed just right. And if you think about it, you know, I don't think it's easy to play, but it sounds like it was easy to play, you know, because it just flowed so nicely, and it didn't draw a huge amount of attention to itself. It's like the piece is over, so we're just putting a little cherry on top, you know. But if the rest of the stuff wasn't already good, it wouldn't matter. This is just like a little decoration. So I say that because if you're going to work this piece technically, there's a lot of different ways you'll want to play it. Keep in mind your goal is like a flourish. It's an ornament type thing. And I think your best example of that is the piece itself, okay? I didn't include all the notes in the original because it's just too difficult, so I took out some notes. But I tried to achieve the same effect. I tried to use open strings on the guitar. And I tried it for it to, like, you know, speak the same accent, I guess, if you will. So here's how you do this. We've done the leap one step at a time. So we're at this B flat on the 4th string, 8th fret. Starts with an ascending slur from the 8th fret to the 10th fret with 3rd finger. After that slur to the 3rd finger, play an open 1st string. After the open 1st string, and so with Buckingham, I'm doing P, slur, A, P. Next is with 4th finger, 3rd string, 10th fret. Okay. P, slur, A, P. Now I'm going to go I am. And we have 2 notes on the 8th fret. So I'm going to do a little mushy bar, just barely a bar, okay? This is one of the few times where I bend this joint. No big deal. And play the 8th fret on the 2nd and 1st strings. And I pluck those with I and M here. Oops. So that'll be your first little chunk maybe to work on. After this, shift with the 1st finger up 2 frets to the 10th fret on the 1st string. After this, you're going to do an ascending slur from the 10th fret to the 12th fret of the 1st string with your 3rd finger. P, A, P, I, M, I, slur. And then, with your 4th finger, I leave 3rd finger down at the 12th fret. Put 4th finger at the 13th fret, pluck it, and then do a descending slur. P, slur, A, P, I, M, I, slur, M, slur. What's next? I think that's what I do. After that, you're going to come back down to the 10th fret with your 1st finger, and then 10th fret on the 2nd string with your 2nd finger, then 10th fret on the 3rd string with your 1st finger. Now let's see what the plucking hand is. P, A, P, I, M, I, slur, M, slur. I found a better way to do it. Do it like this. When you go up here, do the descending slur, just shift down with 3 to the 10th fret and do fingers 3, 2, and 1. Oh, it's so much easier. I wish I would have known that. So the plucking hand works out good too. P slur, A, P, I slur, M slur, and then you can do M, I, P. Then there's an open first string that I play with A. When you play that first string open, it gives you time to shift. So shift down with first finger to the 5th fret of the 3rd string. Play that with I, and then 3rd finger plays 4th string, 7th fret. So, and then we're gonna go to the chord. I'll get to that in a minute. So, P slur, A, P, I slur, M slur, M, I, P, A, I, P. And now we end on this chord. This is a 5-string chord. We're going to bar 5 strings at the 6th fret. So 5th string, 6th fret bar. 4th string, 8th fret with 3rd finger. 3rd string, 7th fret with 2nd finger. 2nd string, 2nd fret with bar. 1st string, oh, I don't think I said that right. 2nd string, 6th fret with a bar. 1st string, 6th fret with a bar. And that's the chord. We're going to play the chord, but we're going to arpeggiate it slowly. P, P, I, M, A. And then we're going to do this business that I'll get to in a minute. So, you're coming from here. Now here it comes. Almost. And you want that all to be one thing until the last note of that chord. Okay, and then the piece is over, except you got this business going on. Okay, so when you work this, that's what you wanted to. You want that all to be one connected thing, right? Okay. Now you finish that, you nailed it. Okay, you're holding this chord out. Keep this held very strong, okay? You don't want any relief of pressure here. You want all these notes to be ringing, so you do this business. Okay. This is kind of a neat technique. I hope you like it. I used to kind of think it was a joke. I played in some guitar ensembles where they had us do this, and it was just really like painful and tedious. I don't think I was doing it right. And I just kind of thought it was a joke. And you know, when you're in an ensemble up there with a lot of guitars, and you know, one guy's playing something, and then you're behind him doing this, it just, you know, it doesn't really come out. Maybe that's why I thought it was a joke. But I gained new respect for this technique here, because I think it comes in handy. Okay, so all you gotta do is hold the chord, take your index finger and make it mostly parallel with the strings, okay? And you're just gonna rub them back and forth. Okay, and you're gonna rub on the fatty part of your finger, okay? Just see how much sound you can get out. And I thought to do this because in the original piece, there's just like a synth holding out the chord, and you just hear it sustaining. Okay, can't do that on guitar. It doesn't sustain; it dies. So I wanted there to have that feeling, right? So I just put this in. I did it as a joke initially, just messing around, and I thought I think that actually kind of works. You kind of hear a little bit of a swell, and then it dies away, and it's right at the end. It's not a big deal. And I like to do, when I start this, I like to do a little crescendo, start it soft, swell into it, and then decrescendo out of it. Okay. And as you decrescendo, you can either just gradually decrescendo to nothing, so it just like fades out, or you can end it with a little, maybe one last strum or something, whatever you like. Be creative, okay? Do what you want here. Whatever. I think I ended up doing one last little thing, but okay, that's the piece. Oh my God, that was really difficult to explain, but I hope that this video helped you out. I'm glad that you are interested in playing the piece. Let me know, please, if you have any questions, and I'll do my best. The best way for me to help you out, if you need help, is to do a one-on-one video lesson, which, I mean, those aren't free. I'm a teacher for a living. I charge money for those, but they're not that expensive, and you can say, Chuck, I need help with this right here, and I can be like, okay, let's work on that. And whereas, like, in this tutorial, I might have blazed through that section real quick, or that part that you really need help on, and, you know, I can do whatever I can do to help you with the specific challenges. But keep at it. Don't give up. I admire you for wanting to play this piece. Okay, thanks for listening to this whole video. And take care. Have a wonderful day. All that good stuff. Okay, bye-bye.